Hi everyone. Merry Christmas, or as I like to say, Merry Hexmas. Today we're working on a gift for the family because they're coming to see me tomorrow, and they told me last minute. So I had started Christmas Eve blanket I intended to gift them last year. Well, no, I started it last year as a thought that I would give it to them this year, this time around. And so, yeah, I started it and it's been just lying there waiting to be complete. So, that's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna finish that. It's going quite well. I'd say I have like maybe a third of it done, and hopefully we can finish that. So it's just a regular granny square blanket. So really, I just gotta make a bunch of granny squares and put them together. So I can do it. It's just I don't know if I'm gonna get bored or anything. I'm pretty sure I will get bored. And I don't know that I will finish it, but we will attempt to. So I would at least like to have something to gift to them for Christmas. I already got my gift, so my dad just like he transferred me a bunch of money, which is bring a pretty significant amount. So okay, just a second. I can't seem to get my phone charged. The charger doesn't want to stay. And so it says like okay, no, it's not working. It says check your charger connection. Might have to get that for Christmas. Yay! Super cool. No, not really, because I don't have the money to buy that. I think like my roommate used it and twisted it because like it's not straight like this, if it makes sense. Like it's all twisted on itself. And yesterday it was not like that. I used it and it was fine. So, but you never know with those things. Like they end up like twisting on themselves at some point. Okay, fuck it. This is annoying. I'm sorry. I know I shouldn't swear on camera, but like this is really frustrating because if I can't get my phone charged, I'm not gonna be able to do anything. This is the only charger I have. I have another one like back there, but I can't really use it for here because I cannot transfer it. I can't change it. I'd have to take my whole living room apart because it's behind some things, like it's behind the couch and the table and everything. So I can't use that right now. So I'm kind of screwed, to say it lightly. I need to have my phone while I stream because if I have to check things, I have to be able to use that. Okay, I'm really sorry. I'm probably gonna have to quit. Like I'm not gonna be able to stream with my phone. I'm really sorry. This is frustrating right now. I know this is not fun to watch, but like I really need to get this done. Okay, now it's started. I think it is. We're gonna put it aside and check that it is still okay. It's still working. I'm not touching my phone until I need to. But goodness, I'm so mad right now. I'm sorry. It's just that I don't have any fancy like stream bots or anything, so I need to be able to show things on my phone and I need to have it next to me because if I need to show a pattern or something on camera, I need to be able to just like put it up to the screen or something. I don't know any fancy techniques to be like, yeah, look at this, like the screen share or anything. I don't know how to do that. And I'm just gonna go put my tomatoes away because my blanket is under everything. So, I'll Okay, we're back. And I'm just gonna pick the blanket up. Yeah, it is rather small at the moment, but I'm confident that I can get a huge chunk of it done just because, like, the reason it's so small and not advanced is because I would do small chunks at a time, but if I work on it all day, it's gonna be pretty good. Like, as you can see, it's just a small square right now. And I just put a bunch of stuff together and did it this way. Look, here you can see the little squares in different shades of greens and reds with white. And down here you have like bigger squares, and then you have rectangles and a bunch of different squares. Um, so I guess I'll start by making a border around this, I think. No, 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 no. I think I should maybe make, yeah, no, okay, I think I will start with this. I think it's a good place to start. And now I know a technique I didn't know. I know how to do a seamless joins, like not hidden joints, but you know the one where you take the needle and you go back into the last stitch, like the top of the stitch, and then it creates a little stitch like this. I know how to do this now. I'm so sorry I'm wiping my nose on camera. Just a second. Yeah, so now I know how to do that, so I can actually make it neater. Neat, or I don't know how to pronounce neat, or more neat. Anyway, that is what happens when you're French speaker. Oh, I don't need a stitch marker. This is just a granny square. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a few rounds around this. So like, I'm gonna start with this green here, which is like a muted, kind of olive green, I guess. Anyway, I'm gonna start with this color. Uh, Everything is bound to go wrong all at once, right? That's always how things happen. So just gonna work over my tails like I always do for blankets. And I just weave it back and forth inside the stitch, like at the bottom of the corner. I always start in the corner and I always join in the corner because I don't really like the look of joining, like you would start here and that, well, you would work the whole corner and then join here in the first stitch, like here. I don't really like the look of that, so I've been joining at corners always, and for me it works. So okay, did I do, okay, no, I did not do chains between these, so I can just work straight. I used to chain one between every shell, but I realized I don't really like that too much. So yeah, just really, we're really just going at it right now. Just gonna do a few rounds, maybe just one to tie it together, and we're improvising right now. I'm really not sure I will finish this in time, just for the record, but the important part is that we're trying really hard right now. And because my dad texted me December 22nd and tell me, oh yeah, we're spending Christmas at yours, by the way. And I was like, okay, you didn't think of telling me that sooner? Like, okay, I could have had time to crochet and work on a gift, like theoretically, but the truth of it is, well, I had orders and I had things to do, so really, no, I didn't have time. Like right now, I'm taking time out of orders I should be working on to do this. So yeah, just had a bunch of stuff to send on its way, and now I have to wait until the post office is open again to send them anyway. But I still could have worked on more orders. I have quite a few open commissions right now. I have some pet portraits. I have three pet portraits. One that is just thank you to someone who supported me earlier this year and allowed me to go see Skinny Puppy. I talked about that. Like, some people just paid for my plane ticket and everything, and paid for basically my whole trip. So, as a thank you, I'm doing a pet portrait for him. And also, one is a commission for a fellow Skinny Puppy fan's little dog. She's a little princess. She's so adorable. Her name is Weeps. You might have seen her around if you are into Skinny Puppy, because it's been shared all around. Like the little clip of the little dog meeting Ogre is adorable. So yeah, and that little dog's human commissioned me for a dog portrait of her, like a plushy version with like semi-realistic traits. So I'm working on that right now as well. I'm not gonna show until like the final big reveal or anything, but I like the other day I went and got all the yarn, and I was just so excited, and I'm so excited about it. I'm excited to finish it and to show it. I will do a stream and I will show it on stream for sure. It's gonna be super cute. Weeps is so adorable. She has this little face, like she's a chihuahua. She's really cute. She's so small and she has the little cutesy face, not the characteristic angry face that everyone thinks, but just a very cute little princess face. And I also have um, a pet portrait of a cat for a commission that I got from Etsy. So yeah, and also still have the blue and pink kitties I've shown on here a few times. I'm not done with that. I still have to sew on things. Well, I have to make the limbs and sew them on. Is That's what's left to do right now. Okay, so if you don't know how to do um a decrease when doing granny squares, like if you join a few and you're trying to make a border like this, and then you come to a part where the two corners are here, I'm just gonna show you. What you do is you do your first double crochet in the first corner over here, and then you do two together. You start it in the first and you finish it in the second corner, like in the red here, and then you do your final double crochet in your second corner, and there you go. That's your that's your decrease, and your corners will be joined. So you just continue as usual to put three double crochets in every stitch like you would do, and with the normal amount of chains and everything if you're doing chains. Some people like chains, but I prefer the fuller look of not chaining between my um shells. I don't know. Are they called shells? I call them shells. I'm not sure they're shells because shells are actually worked all in a little bunch together. So maybe they're clusters. That's the word I was searching for. They are clusters. Or are clusters the one joined together? I don't know. Anyway, the little bunches of DC. You know, you know what I'm talking about. The little piece. My grandma made so many of these blankets. So for my parents, it's gonna be nostalgic. She was my dad's mom, and she passed away long ago from Alzheimer's. So yeah, and she would crochet so much. She made so many of these granny square blankets and those big ugly flowers. You know the flowers with all the little bunches of yarn coming from them? She would do those. I should learn to make them just like in memory of my grandma, even if they're super ugly. Like, I'd like to make a few and put them on things just to make it super nostalgic. But I think my dad will appreciate the blanket just because his mom made them so much. And I guess for him, it'll be emotional to see that. So I'm happy to make that happen for him, I guess. I'm losing my words. I'm so sorry. Okay, just want to contemplate what I've done so far. Great. Okay, so I think I'm gonna do like a square of alternating red and white to be like extra candy cane, a big square of it that will take the full size of the blanket and it will not double it because it's longer, but it will make it like significantly bigger, and so they don't take much time. So, so that's good. And they're just like very. I just really like. I mean, that I did Christmas colors. It's so cheesy, and it's colors I don't really use that much anyway. I guess apart from the red, but I got a separate skin of red for my orders and my commissions, so I'm good on that. I can use the lower quality one for little projects instead that aren't going to customers. Since this is just little blanket, like it doesn't need to be the best yarn in the world, like anyway, the blankets they have at home aren't the softest thing. They just like to use them as they watch TV or something, and to have them on their lap, so it doesn't need to be like super cozy and soft. They're more like, I know they will appreciate that, and my dad is used to those acrylic style blankets. That's what his mom would make. So yeah, I'm keeping the fancy yarn for my orders, which is not really fancy. It's cheap acrylic, but it's really soft. It's softer than this one. This is Bernay Super Value that I'm using right now, and I have a bunch of OB Black Friday acrylic XL, so it's all worsted weight, and I have a Karen Simply Soft, just because I'm out of the dark red and this is the only dark red I have. So I use most of this dark red for Ogre's birthday present. I made him a very creepy brain hat with all sorts of flesh and everything coming out of it. So I hope he was happy. I didn't see his reaction when he opened it. I know he was appreciative, and I know the band appreciated the gifts just because the person who brought them told me so, but I've not seen any of their reactions. So I wish I could see him wearing the hat. That'd be so funny. Like, it's a really big, um, red and fleshy hat. Like, it has a bunch of things coming out, like the flaps of skin. It looks a lot like he what he wore on stage minus the alien thing. So it's kind of inspired by it, but at the same time it's my own thing cuz that would have been so hard to do in crochet. But I hope he appreciated it cuz it took me like a week to make total in total maybe 4 days of work, but sometimes you gotta wait because I painted some parts of it and I had to wait in between, like for it to dry and everything. And it's very heavy because of the paint and because of the brain too, because I left some parts of brain inside. Unlike the mask he wore, the mask he wore on stage didn't have any brain inside it anymore because Dustin takes off with that brain. Like, Dustin opens up the head and takes the brain away. I should have put a disclaimer before talking about that. I'm so sorry. But that that's how it is. Skinny Puppy is always a little bit was always a little bit um gory, if it makes sense. It was a very interesting stage show. I gotta say, I've never seen anything like that, and I'm so happy I did because Skinny Puppy rules. They are the best band I have ever seen, and I will not see them again because they're retired, but I will never forget because I know I keep talking about this, but I'm not over it yet, and I don't think I will be anytime soon. So it's only been a month since I saw them for the last time, and guys, it was magical. I just loved it. So sorry, I'm having hiccups again. Um, so if you watch this later, you'll see me uh like ranting about my phone not charging and everything. I'm sorry about that, but I guess it will be funny to look back on. And this is what happens when an autistic person gets frustrated. It's like a pre meltdown kind of thing. Like you get really agitated at the thing not doing what you expect it to do. And a lot of the time, like, it's really hard for us to work with things that are not going our way. It's not because we're fussy or anything. We often get accused of that, being fussy, but it's like our brain is not really like um, made to work with scenarios that we don't know the outcome of, and this is why a lot of children like to watch the same movie over and over again, because when you're a kid, like, it's for you the fact that you don't that you know the outcome and you've seen it already doesn't really matter. Like, your brain sees it as a new exciting thing all the time anyway, even if technically you know how it ends. And like, the child's brain development is not there yet as where you kind of expect it and find it boring. Like, no, it's really, you take in the whole thing. And for an autistic person, not knowing the outcome and not knowing how to take in the scenario from the start is a stress in itself. It's stressful. And so when something isn't going your way, it's hard to improvise and to just roll with it's not being fussy, it's your brain actually not really having the tools to work with that. And of course, you can work on it and do the therapies and everything, but in the end, like, your brain still does that thing and it still gets stressed by things it doesn't know how to handle. So yeah, it's really hard to explain. I I could go into the science of things, but I don't think I'm the best to actually explain that. But yeah, so right now I am only done with two faces of the square. Um, no, sides, not faces. This is not a cube. So I'm only done with two sides. I'm doing the third right now. And I think after that first green turn, I'm just gonna go into another square. Like I was saying, I want to do this bright red here with some white. And so, yeah. And my roommate is coming back, so I'm probably gonna cut this short because he was just working out. He went to the gym. And yeah, it's open on Christmas Eve, apparently. He says that the gym is open 24/7, even when there aren't employees. So you can just work out whenever. I imagine there's surveillance. Oh, hi, Don. Merry Christmas. How are you? I was talking about how happy I was about Skinny Puppy again. And right now I'm working for a gift for my family. Hold on, I'm just gonna show you that. This is a granny square blanket because my grandma used to make those. She made so many of them. She would work on that all the time. So I decided as a Christmas present I would give this to my family, and it will remind them of grandma, and they'll be happy about it. Love the colors. Thank you. Yeah, I went with a Christmassy color palette. I thought like this is perfect. I started this last year intending to gift it to them, but like I'm late. They're coming tomorrow and they didn't tell me. So it's just a bunch of random squares put together. Hopefully it turns out well. I don't even know that I'm gonna finish it in time, but we're trying hard. Yeah, it, a lot of brain power is going into this. Not as if I have brain power, mind you. But yeah, um, have you been working on any projects lately? I don't think I've seen you stream in a while. I might be wrong. I don't check as much as I could, if that makes sense. I am brain dead also. Well, I'm glad you joined the club. Brain dead for the holidays, right? And tomorrow we're going at a diner because the restaurant we were gonna go to is gonna be closed for Christmas. And so we're going to a place that will remain open. And it's not a very good restaurant, but it's a decent one, I guess. So you're so tired, yeah. I haven't been on YouTube much. Well, you are now here, and you are my prisoner. Muhahaha. No, just kidding. You're not a prisoner, but yeah, no, I get it. Sometimes it's taxing to do a lot of online things. I hope you're having time to crochet at least. I have frogged the same row 3 times. Yeah, I'm working on one of the heart collector shells. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, you mentioned this. That's awesome. Well, I hope you don't have to frog it a fourth time. I volunteered to be your prisoner. Yeah, that's true. And thank you for that, by the way. We haven't had any trolls yet, not big trolls anyway, but I figured it's gonna be happening soon. I don't know. I don't know how much I can push my luck on that, but hopefully we don't get trolls for Christmas. That'd be weird. It's nice and quiet here. Oh, that's the best. Yeah, right now my roommate is working out and he'll be back soon, so this is probably gonna be a short live just because I don't wanna be streaming when he's home because he is annoying. And he's gonna get on my nerves. He's gonna keep talking to me to bother me. Every time I'm talking to friend, like when I talk to my friend Ian, my roommate always comes in the background and is like, "What are you doing? Who are you talking to?" And he starts laughing and be like, just gonna do this last double crochet. Hi, hello, welcome. I am so sorry, my love, Mr. Yarn Doll. Welcome in, Mr. Yarn Doll. What's going on here with the username? I am just curious because you changed it. Also, Merry Christmas to you as well. There's a part of the story I'm missing here, I feel like. Oh, yeah, so a memory I have of my grandma. Okay. Don't worry, he's not a troll. Okay. Okay. Yeah, so a memory I have of my grandma crocheting those things is like she would roll up these balls of worsted acrylic and like she had a huge basket of them and the yarn would just get everywhere as she was winding it up and she would work from those balls and goodness that's gotta be the most annoying way. Like, I'm a cake addict a little bit. I like it to come from the center. I like center pulls. I like it easy and simple. I don't like yarn bowls. I don't even have one actually. I have normal bowls, but like, I'm not a big fan of things that have to be unraveled. I like it to just come when I pull. So, yeah. So this is a very classic, simple design. Now I just have this little bit to do before I'm done with the first um what's the word again? Oh my goodness. Border. The first round of border. Yeah. And so next will be a big square of alternating between white and red. So let's vote right now. Do we do one round of each color, like let's say this right here? Or do we do twice each, like red, white, red, white? It will be bigger stripes, and I feel like a lot less hassle to weave in all the ends. So, what do you think? One round of each or two rounds of each? I gotta admit, like, since I'm very last minute, I'm thinking maybe I might want to be lazy. That's pretty much the thought behind that. Merry Christmas, very cool design. Thank you. Yeah, you vote for two rounds, and thank you for that, Don. I am lazy today. I have so much stuff to do. I did the little holly eyeballs. I can show you actually. They turned out so cute. I'm gonna show you real quick before I get back to working. And these. Look how cute. This is a pattern by Mrs. Crowlett. She's on Instagram, and her pattern is on Etsy. Probably on Ravelry too. You could search for that. But I love these little ones. Less weaving the ends is better. Of course, yeah. And these are quick as well. Like these are maybe like 1 inch balls here, and they took me like maybe 20 minutes to make. So very quick and cute as hell. Very quick, very cute, very creepy, very cheerful and Christmassy, of course. Those are awesome. Thank you. I think so too. I really like the pattern. I have to make some regular ones. Not as if I want to make regular holly berries, but yeah. I also have to remind myself to do the review on Etsy because I bought that pattern. And I always forget to review it. It's been a few days. They look like they would take some time for how small they are. No, they took me about 20 minutes. Like, it's very quick. You do each rounds, like, you do the invisible join every time you change color. And it's like just a, a few color changes. And the stitches on them don't take much time either. Like, the little red details, they're like in maybe 30 seconds you can get done with that. So the most annoying parts are the leaves because you have to keep count very closely. And the initial pattern has 3 leaves, but I preferred the look of only 2 leaves. So yeah, because I think it looks a little bit less, not artificial, but like it looks a little bit more balanced. I don't know. Ooh. I'm a little lightheaded. I think I need more hydration. Hmm. Hi, welcome in. I think we have a third person in here. Feel free to say hello and Merry Christmas to you. Or Merry Hexmas, as I like to say. I'm trying to sell these hooks. These are the Furls Aries. I have them in all the sizes except for the two bigger ones that came out recently. And these are really expensive and I need money, so that's why I'm selling them. I'm probably gonna be buying cheaper hooks just because the bank account isn't not doing so well right now. So probably gonna grab a cheap set from Amazon with nice handles or something. Just as long as they're a little bit thicker so I don't hurt my hands handling them. Because I have a carpal tunnel, that's why I wear compression gloves. I also thought of maybe doing the little holly berries for my family as a gift just because they were so quick, but also like I would have to make a lot of them because they are three people. And the problem with having three people is if you make small gifts, you have to make small gifts for everyone, but a family blanket for me is like something that ties it all together. And so that's why I was excited to do this for them. Oh, hi, Amanda. How are you? How are the celebrations going? Fat and sassy here. I love that. Just going to do this little thing here and do the invisible join because we are making it look neat. And so, well, okay. Uh, I don't know what I did, but it is not looking right. But okay, it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal because I will just join it with the starting tail and make a little knot, weave that in. Split celebration, some more to do tomorrow. Yeah, and also it's Sunday, so I'll be live in less than 4. I might join you if you're streaming later today. I might say hello in the chat, of course, but I mean, like, as I'm working on this blanket, I'm gonna want company, so I'm probably gonna be watching you. And yeah, because this is gonna take a while, and if I want to finish this by tomorrow, I gotta work on it all day. As I was saying before you came in, Amanda, my grandma used to make blankets like those, so I wanted to gift that to my family as a kind of nostalgic thing. And I have a headache right now. I don't have meds. I don't have ibuprofen. So, so far this is what it is. It could be a very small lap blanket at the moment, but I want to make it bigger, so just right now I'm making a big square that will go at the top here. And it needs to be, I'm gonna count right now: 31. Well, okay, I'll make it just 30. Oh, okay, no, I'll make it 31. Just gonna write that on my arm as not to forget that I'm gonna make 31 rows. And I'm just gonna get this folded so it takes up less space here. Oh, I'm so excited about this. It's looking Christmassy, which is the goal here. So, oh, ah, okay. And we're gonna start with red because the skin is right there. And this is Hobby Black Friday. It's just a bunch of yarn right now. It doesn't really look like a skein anymore because I've used up quite a bit of it. I have some more red in my drawers, but we'll see. One more row. Have you had to frog it a fourth time? Or did you end up making it? I know sometimes like I get so frustrated and then I end up having to um redo it like 20 times. Oh, you got it. That's good. That's good. I'm gonna do whoa. Um magic ring. Me just forgetting words as I'm streaming. Sometimes I'm so out of focus that I make 4 DCs instead of 3, and then I end up noticing it as I'm putting the squares together. That's what happened with my Beetlejuice cardigan. I don't have it with me right now because it's under a pile of things, but I'll show it on another stream. It's not even finished yet. I have just a bunch of panels put together, but I made a Beetlejuice themed cardi. It's got a bunch of squares in purple, black, and green. It's really cool, and it's using Premiere Eversoft. So it's really soft as well. I'm all good now. This is my first shawl. Oh, cool. Yeah. Well, you'll see, shawls end up being so addictive. They're fun to make, and they're beautiful, in my opinion at least. I really like shawls. I don't wear them that often. I might wear one for Christmas tomorrow, like to go for lunch with my family. I think they're coming for lunch. I'm not sure what time they're gonna be here. My dad did not tell me. He wanted to stay mysterious. I figured. It's always like that. He never tells me anything. And he's like, okay, talk to you tomorrow. And he stops responding. And I'm like, we'll see. You'll get there when you get there. which is okay, I guess. As long as I get to finish this blanket, I'll be set. Like the first few rounds of a granny square are pretty quick, but when you end up in the at the, and towards the end, it's a bit uh, takes time. It takes a lot of time, and I always weave in as I go because I know if I don't, I will not weave in. I don't know if I'm the only one in here who does that because I know a lot of people are really against weaving in as they go. But yeah, I'm lazy, so I kind of have to. Okay, so a little snip, and this time we are gonna try to not pull as hard, and then uh oh, I know what happened. I twisted it before. Okay, and now I'm good. It looks like a normal stitch. Look, it doesn't show well, but look at this seamless join. It's great, I think. And so right now we will weave this in, go in the middle like I like to do, and just hide the tail under these. And you do a little knot in the center, and then you go the other way to secure it. Whoa, okay. No, no, no. You're getting too tight here. Okay. Very focused right now. I learn to weave in as I go, or I won't do it. Yeah. Yeah, that's me too. I tried one time to weave in after I was done, and it was a top, a rainbow top with like all these color changes. So I had like hundreds of tails to weave in, and I did it, and I was miserable the entire time. So I decided no more, ever, not happening ever again. You know, you learn your lesson after you do rainbow things. Plus, I think it looks better. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah. Whenever I can, I work over my tails. Sometimes you can't do that because of the nature of the project, but when you can, it's always nice to do so. Like, if something is a commission or it needs to be really neat, I will not do that, and I will weave after like each square or each part, you know, not as I go, but just like when I can. And yeah, because I'm working on a big mosaic blanket that I'm almost done with, by the way. It's very close to completion. And yeah, I weave the ends in so securely on that. I did like three directions. You go back, forth, and then you go like in a different direction, like in diagonal, so that when you pull on it, no matter the direction, it's not coming undone. So now Mini Me has less fringe in her eyes. Oh, you cut Mini Me's hair. That's nice. I cut mine earlier today. It was getting too long in the back, so I did a little snip snip, and I like how it is right now. I will wash my hair later to make it better than this. Oh, I have a little loop I have to cut there, but yeah, I will be doing that later. Not on camera because the outcome could be scary. Some random mystery white yarn. I have no idea what's the brand. I don't even know if it's worsted, but we will do with what we have. We'll make do of what we have. Okay, and then now this is gonna be great because I like candy cane color schemes, and I like making Christmassy stuff. So yeah, little granny squares. I have a bunch of Halloween squares that I have yet to join for a blanket. They're like they're really really big. I can show you real quick. Um, if I put this here, don't fall, please. So I'm gonna show you my Halloween squares that I did. Um, yeah. So this is just a bunch of colors that I had scraps from, and so the orange in the center is I think it was Bernie Super Value, and then some yellow. I don't know the brand, and this one is Hirschner's Halloween um, Shimmer. That was the previous line they had before that is discontinued now. But they had like all these solid colors with sparkles on it. Yeah, and this is some mystery purple, I don't know, and some black. So I just used scraps for this one. And this is going to be a blanket eventually. I'm mostly using scraps and random colors. And the center of this was some hand dyed wool. And I just went in with a big skein of purple that was the remains from one of the Lost Soul shawls I made. I made a bunch of Lost Soul shawls in worsted yarn like this. And as you can see, right when I came to the end here, I was missing yarn, so I did a little bit of green. So it's just like a mystery square like this. Random square. And I have a full purple one. It's just uh, solid purple. And if you recognize the color, this was the hand dyed yarn that was in the other square. This is two different ones. This one is just purple to pinks, like kind of a galaxy color scheme, and this one has some green. It's not the same, but yeah. And I did the final round of black around that. Um, Let me read the chat. Those are so cool. Thank you. And this and the next few ones are Red Heart Mini. They had a few ones that looked Halloweeny, so this one is Boo, I think. It just has kind of very candy corn looking color. And this one starts with black in the center. And another one that starts with the white. I'm almost out. This is the last one. It's just a bunch of scraps again. But these are scraps from the Red Heart Mini that I was using the scraps from sorry, the skeins after I did the other squares. This is just the rest of these. So yeah, exactly, Dawn. Oh, Halloween colors makes me happy. I like Halloween stuff. And I like very cheesy Christmas stuff as well. I'm like very in between with that stuff. It's either all in or nothing at all. But no matter the holiday, I like to be very cheesy. So you're doing all the colors, all the hearts. Okay, let's. I'm gonna take this off. Actually, I'm not trying to strip. I'm just dying from heat right now. Oh no 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 not my shoulder. Okay, I'm gonna toss this back there. I'll sort the mess out later. I know you can see the boxes back there. These are boxes I'm using for shipping. I'm cutting them up and putting the plushies I'm shipping in them. So, oh, oh boy. Oh, this yarn is slippery. I don't like it. I know I bought it at Michael's years ago just because it was cheap and I was trying to make a I was knitting scarves. The only time in my life I actually did some knitting was a few years ago, maybe like 5 or 6 years ago. And I've not knit since then. And the only thing I could make was scarves. Like I could knit straight on straights actually. And yeah, so this is a yarn from that time. I didn't know anything about yarn. I just got what I could and I made very bad choices. No wonder it was so hard to knit with such slippery yarn as a beginner. Right now I'm using this and I'm hating it. And I know it's not any of the soft classics. No, not soft classics, but super soft or any of the. Like, I know it's not Simply Soft or the other one that's from Loops and Threads just because it's not shiny. But it's very slippery. It's buttery. It feels like butter. It's been on my to-do list for months since I first saw it. Gonna read the pattern. Yeah, of course. Read your pattern. Mm. And I think this yarn is actually a little bit smaller than the other one, but I don't think it's that big of a difference. I think it's still gonna work well. As you can see, it's just a tiny bit smaller here. The corners are taken in a little bit. But perfect color scheme for Christmas. So hydration. No dehydration. And we have more people joining. Hello. Merry Hexmas to you. I hope everyone has nice holiday plans or at least having a decent day. I'm just rushing to finish things because my family is coming tomorrow. And they told me last minute, so I'm kind of rushing trying to get a gift together. So I'm making granny squares for a blanket. And right now I'm doing a candy cane color scheme. Going red and white and red, white, white. I'm gonna alternate. I'm thinking that actually I might do smaller squares, like 10 rounds each, and join them together and then do another round around them to join them. So that's probably gonna use up all the crappy white yarn I have. The good white yarn I'm keeping for commissions and orders. So yeah, this is very frustrating to work with. It's slipping in my between my fingers, but at least it's um, the right color, and it feels nice to the touch. So it's gonna be good for the blanket. I mean, not nothing to complain about there. It just is a minor inconvenience. That's what happens when you have a stash of mystery yarns from years ago that you don't remember buying. So I figured I just wanted to uh, make my family happy by making something that would be super nostalgic for them, and to kind of remember my grandma in that way, because uh, the blankets she would make were absolutely amazing. I mean, I admired the crap out of these huge Granny Squares blankets, and yeah. So let me know, what are your favorite Christmas treats? Do you have traditions? Do you have special things you eat for Christmas? We always used to have a Christmas slug cake, but right now I don't live with my parents anymore, and I don't really visit them when they come by. We usually just go to the restaurant or something. So really, I don't have any specific traditions. I mentioned I'm pagan and I eat. Well, I don't really have specific things I eat yet, just because I've not had the occasion to build up a menu for myself. But I normally celebrate pagan holidays, like I celebrate Yule and all of that. I will go more in depth about it in another stream that will be dedicated to that. So I might, well, it was a few days ago anyway, but I might just do a stream to talk about it. Ah, this is not, oh, this is too slippery. This is annoying. All right. I did a too long tail here just because I wanted to be sure I would be able to maneuver that super annoying yarn. But I think I'm good. So the next ones will be short. Ah, there you go. Here we go. I had to take a break from the blanket yesterday. You played bingo. Cool. You started a random shawl. That's cool. Uh, what pattern is it? Is it just like something simple, patternless, or do you have a specific pattern you used? I really like shawls. I haven't done any in a while, and I think I want to do like Lost Souls soon. I have a bunch of Lion Brand Pound of Love. I think it's the big balls. Yeah, I think I might do a shawl soon. But I have to finish my Baba Yaga shawl first. Yeah. Um, it's a really, really big one. And since I have a lot of orders, I can't really work on it as much as I would normally. And like, I don't want to disappoint Baba Yaga or anything. I know she understands that I have a lot of orders, but you know, thing is, once I'm done with the things I have to do, I want to work on Herschel a little bit. It's almost done. Like, I have only a little bit of red yarn going. I have like mm, a good part of a cake, of a, the Hobie. What's the name again? Salt and Shadow. I'm using two cakes, one of gray and one of red, and right now I'm on the second one, which is red. So that's what I meant. I started on the second cake, and I have maybe like 6 repeats to go. Anywhere between 6 to 4 repeats. I'm not exactly sure, but what I'm saying is it's going great. I just have to make some time for it. Baby Bat Baby Bat King, hello. Dog channel. That's cool. He lives with his dad, but he's still my puppy. Oh, that's so sweet. Welcome in. We certainly welcome dogs in here. I'm an animal lover. Our family dog would cuddle with us on blankets and such. He was not allowed to jump on the couch or anything because they were like leather couches, but whenever he did and the parents weren't home, I would let him and I would cuddle him because I loved my dog. And he passed away a few years ago, and that's really sad. I miss him. He was a big black lab with long hair, and he was the sweetest dog. He likes to run and play. Of course he does. All dogs like to run and play. That is a given. So, and right now I'm a little bit getting a little bit cold. So get that skinny puppy hoodie back on. Today I'm wearing my Tricks shirt because it's Trixmas. I made a post on the Ogre Facebook group. I'm sorry your dog passed. Yeah, it was maybe 2 years ago or something. He was a good boy, so I miss my good boy. Really miss my good boy. He was old too, so it's not like, well, he passed of old age, so he had a good life. Good old boy. And he was a cuddly and sweet good boy. Towards the end, he was getting old, so he was not as cuddly, and he was kind of getting grumpy and everything. So I think maybe he was in pain or something. You never really know unless you take them to the vet regularly. And since it was my parents' dog and I live quite far away, I wasn't really up to date with his health. And because they weren't doing the checkups and everything. So I don't know. I don't know what was going on with him, but hopefully he didn't suffer too much. Her name was Kiko. She was 14 years old. I had a mini husky. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. That's adorable, though. Mini huskies are so cute. I had quite a few dogs in my life. All were family dogs because I've always lived in an apartment, so I've never had one of my own. I've had cats though. I had three cats. Three cats, which were also three cats. Obviously, because cats like to climb trees. Little, little crazy creatures. Yeah, I've had kitties, dogs. When I was a kid, we had many animals. We had our very own, uh, not farm, but like we had quite a few animals. My parents would raise them for food. I don't really agree with that morally, but yeah, and I would take care of them and play with them. I would play with little ducklings. I taught a few of them to swim. Like I took them on their first swim in the little kiddie pool we had. So that was so sweet. And this is turning out very Christmassy. I like it. I'm so exhausted right now. I know my speech is like, I'm not drunk, I promise. I'm just Christmas. I'm in the Christmas spirit because I'm very tired, exhausted, and last minute. And that is the Christmas spirit, isn't it? The Christmas spirit is always being tired. It's a vibe. Like everyone gets cranky around Christmas. Earlier, I was getting frustrated at my phone charger because it wouldn't charge. You just check it real quick to see if it's. Oh, yay! It's charged now. It's fully charged. Talk about that. I am very um relieved because my phone would be like um it would charge slowly. A bunch of people are saying Merry Christmas right now. So yeah, I got quite a few notifications there. Mm, just navigating all the things I received. Someone is asking information about a scamming thing, so. And I was talking to them about there are ways to verify that URLs are the actual website you're trying to click on, but I'm not sure how these work. I don't know if they are a website that verifies the URL or if there's a program or anything. I just know I heard about this in a video because I was looking at how to check scammers and things like that. So someone was asking about that. Yeah. And yeah, my brain is. This is almost Canadian colors, you know. It's both Christmassy and Canadian, as if I'm not very uh, patriotic usually. I'm not a very patriotic person. I mean, I live in Canada and that's pretty much all I know about it. I'm not even that versed on the geography. I just know we have the reputation of having a lot of maple syrup. I don't even like maple syrup. I need a nap also. Yeah, I need a nap too, but I cannot nap because I gotta work on these gifts for the family. So, you should nap if you can. My headache is turning into a migraine. A Christmas migraine. How cool. I say sarcastically, obviously. Not a very big fan of migraines. I don't think anyone is, but that's funny you don't like it. Yeah, not many Canadians do, honestly. Mostly the older generations, because they would put it on everything and they grew up with that. But I don't know of anyone outside that age range who likes maple syrup. Like, really, none of my friends use that. We don't put maple syrup on anything. Now, ketchup chips are a thing here, and they're delicious. They're the best flavor there is. Personally, I think it's the best anyway. I do also quite like the plain chips, but ketchup chips are special because they are not available in the US. And so, ketchup chips, people. If you ever get the chance, try it out. Be it just to know what it's like. It's an experience. I tried it as a kid and I was sold immediately. I'm all about sugar. Give me all the sweets. Yes, yes, they are yummy. Well, I'm not very much into sweets, which is a good thing because my blood sugar is elevated. But yeah, I do like the occasional candy, but I'm not a binger because, like, it gets too sweet really quickly for me. So I have small quantities and I start to feel sick. So last Christmas, I am going to sing for you. No, I'm kidding. I'm not gonna do that. If I start to sing now, I will uh, probably destroy your ears. But the song is stuck in my head because I saw a post about this yesterday. Because You know that there's a game that you have to avoid this song during all the holidays, but there is donation thingy, like all the proceeds from this song being purchased and listened to during the holidays are being donated, and people, someone was posting about that and complaining about how we are, by playing the game and avoiding the song, we are just taking money away from that charity. So that was interesting. Yeah, yeah, take care of your blood sugar. I try to, but I have ARFID, which I talked about in my last stream. If you ever watch the replay or something, I have ARFID, which means there are so many things I cannot eat, and most of the things I can eat are full of sugar and bad stuff. So really, like, my health is struggling from it, and because of it, I have health issues. So it's a good thing that I don't really eat sweets because at least I have that part under control. Hydrate. Remember to hydrate because during this Christmas season, I know we all like, well, not necessarily all, but I know some people like to party, so remember to hydrate because, well, sometimes alcohol can be a little tricky, and it's always good to drink water because then the hangovers will be less intense. Just trying to find reasons for people to hydrate. But really do it because water is good for you. See, right now it reminds me of the Canadian flag too much. So I'm hoping doing a few more rows will fix that. La 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 la. Oh no, now I have the Indiana Jones song in my head. I don't know why. Sometimes I stim by singing, which is called palilalia and echolalia. Echolalia is when you echo a sound you've heard. So right now this is what I'm doing since I'm singing songs that I've heard before. But yeah, so echolalia is a noise-based stim that you repeat the sounds you have heard, songs you have heard, words you have heard, formulations that are appealing uh, on an auditory level, I guess. And palilalia is you make up your own sounds, like you do little random sounds, random phrases, random words, and I do that a lot. So sometimes it's fun to be autistic, sometimes it's not so fun for others, especially who are hearing the weird noises you make. Sometimes it can be annoying to hear someone stim. See, I'm doing it again. I'm singing. I do it a lot when I'm trying to focus on a thing. I've made so many granny squares. Sometimes I wonder how many my grandma has made in her lifetime. Like, I wish we had a way to keep track of that, and I wish that our crocheted items weren't thrown away or given away. I wish I could have kept that. But I was in my early adulthood when she passed, and I never heard of what happened with her crochet items. I don't think anyone in the family kept them. I think they were donated or something with all the stuff she couldn't keep. And most of them got um, like donated or something when she moved away from her home into a retirement thingy. So, because she had Alzheimer's and she had to get specialized care for that. So she was in a home before she passed, and my grandpa was really old and couldn't take care of himself, so he was as well. They weren't together in that home. They had separate uh, spaces. But yeah, I'm so sorry. I'm talking about really depressing stuff right now because it's the holidays, and the holidays are hard. So let me know something fun. I'm having a hard time thinking of things to talk about right now. And I think I want to stream for a little while longer at least. Because I really don't want to be alone today with all the granny squares I have to make. Oh, we've been going for an hour and a half, and during this time, we've made one border. Like, we went around the whole blanket once, and we made a tiny granny square, so this is not going well. I don't know if I will achieve this in time. So I've decided that I'm just gonna do three granny squares of 10 rows each, go around that until it measures what I need it to measure, and I will add that and go around the whole thing a few times and probably call it quits. Either that or make smaller squares that will go all around or something. I don't know. We'll see. We will see. It's probably not gonna be super huge. It's gonna be a lap blanket, but we do what we can with the time that is allotted to us. So, forget what I just said. I just remember that's a Dumbledore quote, and we don't quote Harry Potter in this house. So, yeah. Uh, I'm just gonna say that I hope I get to finish this gift in time. Thankfully, granny squares are rather quick, and now I'm starting the 8th row, so I only have to go around once more and then do it in a different color. No, actually, I think I'm gonna continue with this one because I just remembered like I want it to be wide and big just so I don't have to go back and make more and join more because the joining process takes a while. You know how it is. So I'm using the blanket stitch, and the blanket stitches are annoying. So you gotta go in and out and in and out and in and out. This looks like a target. Look, it's a target. It's a square target. Oh no. Oh no. I'm making a target for target practice. I'm so sorry. I'm delirious from the Christmas. This is hilarious. It's a nice Christmassy colors, but it's a target practice thing. I could make a bunch and hide them everywhere. Give them to my family and go assemble this and practice your targets. My dad is a hunter, so not something I am into. By the way, I'm not really not into hunting. Also, morally, it's a little bit hard for me to accept that. But it's a big part of my family, and a lot of our holiday traditions are based around that because the the men usually bring what they have caught during the year that is in the freezer, and they bring it for the holidays to cook things with. So it's always been part of our family traditions. Personally, I think we could do without it, but you know, you know how it is. You don't always agree with everything family does or says. I am rather pacifistic, and the only reason I'm not vegan is because I have ARFID, and ARFID really complicates my diet. So I don't have to eat meat because there are so many things I cannot eat. Oh, we have 6 people right now. Come on, say hello. I want to know your holiday plans if you have any. I want to know if you have anything special you eat during this time of the year, or anything you want to talk about, really. Like, feel free to say hello. And also, thank you so much for keeping me company during this time of stress. Holidays are always a little bit stressful, I guess. Yeah. What is everyone's favorite way to decorate? Do any of you decorate for the holidays? I want to know. Because I can't leave my stuff all year long. As you can see, I have a little bit of a garland here. It's white and black. And back there as well, it's that one is red and black. And I made all of these with my Lucette fork right here. This is what I make my garlands with. Uh, oh, sorry. I'm having the hiccups again. I'm using tinsel yarn, and so I just go until it's long enough and I put it somewhere. So, yeah. Um, oh boy. My news is stuffy. and itchy. I'm glad I learned to do the seamless or invisible join. I know the don't remember which name it is because before that I had those big ugly knots at the top of my granny squares, and now they look neat. So when you do that, you just go into your first stitch. Like I go into the second double crochet here right next to the chain, and then go back in, and you are done. And I just like to weave it back and forth until you reach like down there. You can just weave it back and forth under the stitches like this. Alright, and a little bit of weaving still going on. I like to go back and forth 3 times just to make sure it is secure. This is my second weaving in, and done. There you go. So, and snip. There you go. Something always comes undone with these blankets, but it's just not that big a deal, I think. And this is the perfect target for target practice. Don't shoot anything at those, please. I'm just being silly, but Oh, I'm sorry for that. I just sprayed my entire desk area with water. I'm so sorry. Actually, I might make 6 squares and just join them together. I don't know. I'm really lazy. I'm really lazy. So, I think I will be leaving after the 2 hour mark, actually. Because I've been streaming for quite a while. This was gonna be a short stream while my roommate was working out at the gym, but he's not back yet, so that's why I've been going for a long time here. This is going to be my ninth round. Uh, Fibers everywhere. Very cheerful. Uh, this went in my eye. Great. I have to get ready for tomorrow. I have to take a bath, wash my hair and everything. I say that as if it's a task, but like sometimes when you're neurodivergent, it is. For autistic and ADHD people, sometimes washing yourself is like really difficult, and it's a big demand, and your brain fights against it very much. It's not that we're unclean, but it's difficult to get yourself to actually do these very simple everyday tasks. They seem so repetitive and pointless when you just look at them like that, and so it's a struggle. But I will be doing that because I don't want to be nasty for when the people are visiting. So, and I'm gonna do a bit of cleaning. I'm not gonna get it like super neat, but I at least maybe wanna start my robot vacuum and clean the bathroom just so everything is good. So I hope I will have time to do all that. I'm not sure. I will probably go to bed very late and wake up very early, so I will not have a good night's sleep. But at least I got a good Christmas bonus, as I like to call it. So this means um, that I'm rather good financially at the moment, and I am very happy about that because it will be less stressful. And next week, I'm gonna be sending a lot of packages to people who have ordered from me, or that I'm sending gifts to as thank yous and as appreciation gifts also. Yeah, because people in my community have been lovely to me and I want to thank them. And also, thank you, Don, for sponsoring my poutine the other day. It was delicious. It was really good. I went and got things from the grocery store actually, and I like to make it from scratch, with my own ingredients and everything. I like to make homemade poutine. And then you can put whatever you like in that, and that's why I do it myself. I can use the cheese I want to use, and nobody's bothering me about it. People are really fussy about what you put in your poutine in Quebec. Like, if you dare to put grated cheese, people will yell at you. And this is very true. They will absolutely get mad at you for putting grated cheese in your poutine. I don't care. I put it in because I like it. So, and when you have RFID, you're not so fussy about what people put in their plate because you know how precious um, having safe foods is, and so whatever someone can eat and enjoys eating, you're like, whatever, as long as it's not hurting anyone, you know. Just a big knot going on right now. I might just cut this and call it quits just because I don't want to spend the whole day unraveling yarn here. What time is it? It's 1:27 already. Ugh. The stress is setting in, very much so. Okay. Mm, and let's pick the pace back up. My grandma made a bunch of granny shells when I was a kid, and I got one. My stepmom got one, and we all got something. And I was so happy. I loved that thing. It was blue and it was really nice. I hate blue actually, blue clothes and things like that. So at one point I ended up with a red shawl instead, which I was much happier about. But it was a really nice shawl still, even despite the color, and it was really well crafted. And so it's one of the things that inspired me to crochet is I really admired my grandma's work. I think it was just so amazing and I never could see myself doing that. I didn't know how simple it was back then. And she was a very smart lady. She was my biggest supporter. She never complained about my hair being a different color. She never complained about my style, and she always encouraged me to seek out my personal things, my personal style, and really to be artistic and crafty. She always encouraged me, and she was my biggest fan. She was my number one fan. She was the best. I love her so much, and I miss her. I miss my grandma, and yeah, so I'm able to remember her by crocheting, and that's for me, that's the best way to commemorate, um, honor her, I guess. And having a small business where I rely on crocheting for a living is a great way to remember her as well. She would freak if she saw that. If it she saw that I'm making money and having orders and everything, she would completely freak out. I think she would be amazed, but also like, what? People are paying for this stuff? I make those for my grandchildren for free, you know. She gave us so many slippers. She would knit those Fentex slippers too. She would knit and crochet actually, and you know the very classic pattern with the stripes on Fentex slippers. She made so many of those, and then she made some with little squares, and then she made some solid colors, crocheted slippers that were just a square folded together into rectangle that you put your foot in with the rounded edges. Just like folded in and then joined uh, at the front and the back, but that left an opening for the foot. She made a bunch of those as well. And so, yeah, I loved her slippers. My favorite pair that I wore all the time was white and pink, and those were my mom's, but I would steal them all the time. I just love the little Authentics knit slippers. I've made some for myself, but they're not as nice. And it's kind of just making me sad because they're not grandma's slippers. All right, everyone, I'm gonna let you go now. So I just want to say happy holidays, everyone, and thank you so much for joining in this chat and for keeping me company. And I hope you all have a super good day and nice things to do today with whoever you're spending the holidays with. And if you're spending it alone, well, I hope you can at least do things you enjoy. And yeah, well, thank you so much, everyone. And goodbye. I'm gonna try to stream soon again. Probably not before the holidays end, actually. Just because tomorrow my parents are coming, and then after that, I don't know what I'm gonna be doing. Probably rushing on some orders. So, well, thank you so much, everyone. Bye.